Half the time, this sucks a lot. Like, just heads up, if you want to make a business. I had a friend text me, like, yesterday or something, and he was like, well, he doesn't know that I make these recordings, and he was like, make sure to record, the stuff that you're going through right now, because it'll be fun to look back on. And this particular week has been, or these past 2 weeks have been hell, and still is. Next week looks like it will still be like it's definitely a lot, and for the goals that I have, basically like I want to hit 800 grand USD this year, million, kind of that's the mark which I'd really like to go for, and like I'm looking at things and being like, okay, if I want to go after those numbers, and I only think I really internalized this last year because I started, like the first year, I was like, oh yeah, or when I started 2023, so last year at the start of the year, I was like, oh, I want to go for this big number, blah, blah, blah. I really didn't internalize what that meant. When I crunched the numbers at the end of the year and I had a better grasp on my LTV, my average project duration, my cost of acquisition, like where I was getting clients, where I wasn't, I really started to get an idea of like, okay, if I want to hit these numbers, the things that I have to do are a lot more clear. They're not totally clear, right? And that's the part where like, if I knew everything, I would have done it, right? But it started to become more clear, and that's great because it feels like progress, and I'm like, okay, that's nice. But at the same time, I'm really internalizing the amount of work that is. It's not easy. And I think the biggest thing is like sleep. And you don't always control when things go well, when things don't. And like, this week was in London. It was meant to be less work so that I can enjoy London more, but that hasn't been the case. And it's just been a complete mess. And like, because I had so much work piled on, haven't been able to do things as planned. And, like, it just, like, and it's that weird point in time where like you're doing a lot of work, but you're not getting paid. It's like I am getting paid and I am making money, but especially this month, like with this project, if they cancel, we're really not doing all that much because we're in limbo where a lot of other projects are ending, and like there's one project which is like maintenance, but it's a really low retainer, and it doesn't, it's not enough. It covers basically payroll and nothing else, and so like it's really something that, yeah, it sucks sometimes to go through. And I think on the days that, like, I feel quite tired today because I haven't slept. I slept terribly. I kept waking up at night. I don't know if it's the stress. I don't know what it is, but it sucks. And I really hate being sleep deprived. It's something that I absolutely despise. I think it really, really hurts my performance in a very palpable, tangible way. And so, like, I'm not liking that. And it just makes my day suck a lot more. Yeah, I'm kind of dealing with a lot of stuff, a lot of just trying to damage control different projects, and it's been not the most fun, honestly. I think I've been complaining about this kind of stuff the past couple weeks, and the past couple, I feel like I've recorded it a couple times, and it detracts from being able to enjoy things, like when I don't sleep enough. And so I want to solve that, and it's hard to make everything work though. But I do take some comfort in the idea that it doesn't get any harder than this at the end of the day. Like, you get more used to it. You get more reps in, you get more people helping you as you grow. And yeah, I mean, the shittier tasks are going to be left for you at the end of the day. That's something that's like really big. It's just, you will, if there's something that nobody else wants to do and you're the founder, the buck will be passed to you ultimately. There's this task that, both my backend dev and we really don't want to do with Android Bluetooth stuff, and I have to source someone for that. Like, it's just, yeah, finding time it's been incredibly difficult. I haven't eaten right today. It's very hard to manage a little bit of everything going on. Not to mention I have my driver's test when I get back, so I'm incredibly stressed about all of that going on. It's really not fun. Yeah, you could say I'm not having the best of times. But like also it's I think it's a helpful framework to try and look back on it, like feel in the present, like these are the good old days. These are like the kind of the coming up, the days, and like you will always treasure those periods. I know because I already treasure certain periods. Like a year ago, I wasn't doing the kind of things I'm doing now, and I hope a year from now I'm also in a very different stage. And so it's, I think if you learn to treasure, look back on things now, like as you're doing them, makes them a lot easier to bear. Charlie Chaplin has a really nice quote on this. Life is a tragedy in close up and a comedy in long shot, something like that. Whenever you zoom out, things become a lot less serious. And so that's nice. I have to remind myself of that. It's hard to keep these things in mind. It's hard to stick to the basic and the fundamentals when you don't sleep right. Because I think that's the biggest building block for everything else. Sleep is literally such an important, I hate the hustle culture that promotes lack of sleep because I think it actually makes you such a low performer. And there are people who can perform on less sleep, but over time, I don't think it compensates, especially not at the what it does to your health as well is just not good. Einstein slept 9 hours a day. Like it doesn't. One of the most brilliant minds slept 9 hours a day. And so you can too. You don't really have an excuse. You look at any world-class performer, I'm talking Olympic athletes, whatever it is, who's not some people will ravage their body for things, but I don't know. So that's a priority I want to fix up at. I gotta go for a meeting. I want to take a nap though. I don't know if I take it here, if I take it on the tube or something. Probably take it on the tube, sleep 20 minutes. Hopefully that works and does the trick. But I'm going to listen to some music and just go back to those little things that help me put myself in a better mood. But earlier I was on call and I just had this feeling of existential dread. Just this everything sucks. I feel so annoyed and I feel useless and disappointed. And that feeling really does no good to anybody. Not me, not my clients, not my team. So got to get rid of that as fast as possible. So I just hope to kind of hit a stride. And yeah, that's probably the update for today. I got to go for a meeting, get back and do iOS development stuff, hire somebody for Android, figure out if there's anything else I need to do today, and just get on top of that task list. All the fucking driver tests, I really need to look into that, and I haven't done that, so that's great. Great fun. Just something else on my plate for this week. And then when I get back to Lisbon, I got to hit the ground running. So things will pull through though, I believe. Just give it a month and it'll be a different conversation, different place. Oh, I got to reply to an email. Yeah. For the new client. Hopefully I can give a better kind of breakdown of things and I want to start numbering clients so I can talk about them specifically without exposing them and without exposing project details too much so that I can keep it as a public documentation of things. I think that part is really interesting to me and has been really nice, but also something that I can look back on and be like, yeah, I remember that, specific thing. So yeah, and also I can tell then, who knows, maybe later I can make things public, but for the time being, it's always a little bit sensitive to expose directly. So yeah, that's my last full day in London, which is also another thing. I don't want to leave London. I love this place so much. I really got to get a place here sometime, but that's a conversation for down the road. And I got a lot more other things to worry about before we talk about that. So yeah. We'll see if there's one guy who's championing our work at the client that might quit. I'm really hoping it pulls through, and we'll see how that goes. I'll have a call on that by Thursday. So from now till then, I'll get an update. That's the situation for today.